Yep, got it.
Recording. Yes, hello everybody, and welcome to the We Only Do One Take podcast. It's the only podcast in the world that is a complete shit show. I'm Turch, and with me is my co-host, the CEO, the hungriest man at a German restaurant. It is Kieran. How you doing, buddy?
I think the hungriest person was the smallest person in the room, which wasn't you for once.
No, it
was
wasn't
good
actually.
Mate. Good,
it was another
good
friend
mate,
of
Ben.
ours.
Good mate Ben, and he ate a shit ton of German pork knuckle.
Yeah, I think he's only on a meat only diet.
Right. Okay.
I'm not quite sure about that, so don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
But like he's,
I don't know. But
primarily just eats meat.
Just eats meat. Apparently, Joe Rogan, who is a good listener of this podcast. Yeah. He's on a carnivore diet at the moment.
I think he got told to
Apparently,
do that by, Jordan Peterson's daughter is also doing that. Like, Jordan Peterson's on it. And she's like some nutritionist or something. And she's just gone, you should do it too, Joe. And he's like, oh, well, what have I got to lose? I mean, it's not like I've got anything else going on in my life. I might as well try a different diet.
Well, it caused him diarrhea for 3 days.
That's pretty rough.
And that's also what happens when you go on keto, which I have failed this week.
I failed over the weekend, the long weekend, the Australia Day long weekend, and I'm actually very happy. This Australia Day, there wasn't as much of a kerfuffle about changing the date compared to last year.
There was a kerfuffle last year?
Oh, every year it seems like they always do something like change the date, do this and that. This year, and it was like on TV and like the riots and not riots in the streets, but enough in the streets to sort of cause some traffic harm or things like that. But now,
I actually got very annoyed on Australia Day, Turch.
Why did you get annoyed on Australia Day?
Very, very annoyed. I went to the tennis.
Oh, yes.
Forgetting that it was also Australia Day. And, I went 2 days in a row, actually. And on Australia Day, I left the train station and wanted to make my way over to the tennis. And there was the fucking Australia Day parade, which means that I couldn't actually walk through the city. I had to get the train to go around.
I feel for you. I can really tell that, getting free tickets at the tennis and the biggest issue in your life is that you had to walk.
Oh, look, in good news, this isn't really a rant, but I started a boo.
A boom?
No, a boo.
A boo.
And for everyone listening, we are currently doing this via Skype.
Amazingly.
it is the biggest shit show that ever exists. No, there's a tennis player called Fabio Fognini, or Figanini, or Foga. I don't know. How do you say it, Turch? You're Italian.
I've never met him.
Okay. Anyway, and he was playing sand green. Anyway, Fognini had such disdain for the rules that he went to change his top when he wasn't supposed to, and then complained, and then got the big chair umpire up or whatever.
Yeah.
And there was wasting so much time that I was sitting there and I was going boo. And the lady in front of me, because tennis has got a little bit of social class. The people that go to the tennis, right?
Snobbery is the word I would probably use.
Yeah, some snobbery. She turned around and she's like, "Oh, don't boo him." And I was like, "No, he's wasting my valuable time. I'm going to boo him." So I continued another boo, and then the whole stadium booed.
I can imagine you being like Krusty the Clown. You're like at Wimbledon eating the strawberries and cream, and then going, choke, ah! I feel like that was you.
Look, maybe not. But exciting all around. And I even thought we need to try and get media passes. Not to do any media, just to go and enjoy the tennis.
Well, I think the CEO should have some contacts down at the Australian Tennis Corporation and should sneak us in
All right, that's on my to-do list.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, Kieran, I do have a rant, and
Excellent.
it's um, Kieran, you're a man. You're a man. I know
Last time I
that's very
checked.
subjective sometimes, but a man nonetheless. Do you suffer from body hair?
Oh, I've got hair on my body.
Yeah.
Would I suffer? Do I suffer from it?
Does it
I don't think
frustrate
so.
you? Like any type of body hair frustrate you more than others?
Not really.
Oh.
Oh, when I've got to shave,
Yeah.
because I don't want
That's
to,
something. Something. I think.
But on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 2 out of 10.
Right.
That's how much it frustrates me.
I think more than anything else, out of all the types of body hair that frustrates me the most, I would have to say arse hair is my least favourite.
Oh, right. Well, is this because you've got the piss driblets and the poo pops?
Well, that's like my family's Italian. I've grown up in the Italian thing. I got the beautiful Italian genes, and sadly, that comes with more
hairy
body
ass
hair
crack.
than the average person, I guess. And I like to keep
Yeah,
myself
right.
a bit neat and tidy. And tidy. But I find that if I don't, the ass hair, the hair on my ass, becomes unruly and annoying and itchy because, when you're playing sport and doing all that sort of thing and your ass sweats. It's just the worst experience out of all of them. Maybe
Yeah.
it's just me. Maybe other men will listen to this and feel the same pain, but I don't know.
Maybe. Do you find that if your poo's a bit runny, does the hair get in the way?
I didn't want to really bring up the whole dingleberries aspect of having long hair.
Yeah, but I'm bringing it up, and you're going to answer.
And yeah, I think that it doesn't always get stuck there, but I definitely know that I have to, when I do have it longer and I haven't trimmed it to make it neat, done a bit of manscaping, it does.
How do you trim? Do you do you sort of stick your head between your legs and sort of try and trim, or do you get Jess to do it, or do you wax?
I get the mirror.
Oh,
And
also you sort of turn sideways.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah. How often do you do this?
Well, when I do my body hair, because I get all the rid of the hair on my chest and underarms and stuff like that, and back.
Laser hair removal, Turch. Laser hair removal.
It's very expensive.
Apparently, there's machines you can buy, and you
I don't trust them. If they're able to give me a high-powered laser that's enough to kill hair at home, then I think that I don't think that's going to be possible. That's going to do the job in the way that it wants to.
You're saying that there's no laser strong enough for your hair.
One, yes, on the market to be available, without going to a medical professional, like a medical, a store full of medical products that's high class. I'm not talking off the shelf products. I want.
Isn't there cream? Can't you put cream on it?
I'm not gonna. Yeah, that's what I want to put. I want to put nair between my ass crack.
You got a mirror. You could do it gently.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of effort. It really does. I never thought that ass hair would be a much of an issue. And I think more than anything else, when I was thinking about how much ass hair annoys me, it's that they never tell you this while you do sexual education at high school. Mm-hmm. Or any sex ed. They tell you make sure you wear a condom. So that way you don't get a girl pregnant and you won't get STDs and all that sort of stuff. And it's when you grow up, you'll get more muscles. You probably get it taller. It didn't happen for me, but it happens to most people. You'll probably get a little bit, hair in places that you're not expecting. But they never really tell you about the impact that ass hair or body hair around that area would have on your life. And I think that's a real detriment to the learnings that we learn at a high school or primary school, whenever we do sexual education in the education system around here.
What you're saying is that your all-boys high school failed you.
How they didn't even teach us how to drink whiskey properly. I mean, we're talking about things that they didn't teach us how to do.
Now, what is your view on whiskey mixed with soft drink?
It depends.
Depends if it's good whiskey or crap whiskey.
Basically, yeah, like a monkey shoulder. I don't mind that's a blended whiskey. I don't mind mixing that with stuff, but if it's a single malt, nah, stay away. Stay away from the mixing.
All right.
Maybe a block of ice.
Yeah. All right. So back to your ass.
Yeah. Not the first time someone said that. I went to an all-boys school. Remember that?
How often does it annoy you?
I trim once a month.
Once a month. Okay. So once a month. And
but you know when you shave, right?
Yeah.
And you shave, and then you get like it may like the day after or so it might itch a little bit. I think I've talked about this before, but having to scratch your ass in public is like one of the most annoying and horrible things you can do, because you have to look like nonchalantly, I can't say it, having to scratch your ass, and you don't want to look like a pervert just standing there scratching your ass. So you're trying to hide behind a pole or do something like that. But imagine that itch of like, oh, my face is itchy because I just shaved and all that sort of stuff, but it's on your ass.
Yeah, that would be fucking excruciating. Just having an itch in general is terrible. But then if you shave your ass... So do you use shaving cream down there?
Yeah.
Okay. And there's no stinging?
Say that again?
No stinging. Have you cut yourself? Have you bled?
Yes.
Okay. Did you use the tissue?
Nah, because I'm in the shower.
Toilet paper, the square patch?
I'm in the shower while I do it.
What about the aftershave? Do you use the aftershave?
No, I don't
put a bit of aftershave on.
Ass. Ass to shave.
Oh, why not?
I never thought about it, to be honest. You know. Speaking of things, testing things. Yes. You know that whole your balls. Did we talk about this, or did I talk about this in private? Apparently, your balls have taste buds, and you can taste soy sauce on them.
Oh, this was in private, I think.
Was it?
I don't think we talked about this on the podcast.
Well,
no.
I'll just say quickly, I looked up exactly where that information came from, and no, we do not have taste buds of any kind on our balls. So that test I was hoping to do on the podcast live. I had this a really elaborate plan as well.
Did it involve me? Was I the test pig?
Well, you were going to commentate.
Oh, okay.
And I was going to get Jessing, because I figured she's seeing me naked. That's okay. And I was going to put up, like, a screen, so you could still see above my head, and blindfold me. And Jess would have, like, 2 or 3 liquids or something that she could dunk my balls in.
It's hairy down there. And then she's going in.
And then dunk my balls in it. And I would have to decide what it would taste like. And have, like, a sweet, a savoury, and a... You know, something in between, and check out exactly what I was doing down there.
But are you sure that science is correct? Because the part of science,
I'm happy to test it for this podcast.
Is that it's replicated?
I'm happy
in
to
different
test it
content.
on this podcast.
All right, I think we should do it.
I'm always happy to put myself in the line of fire for science when it comes to hilarious things like this.
All right, that's good. We'll set a date.
Yeah. Oh, look, ass hair. It's a big problem. I wish we could just get rid of it in some fantastic way. I feel very jealous of, like, Asian men who are very hairless. I think that's the way to go. But I don't know otherwise.
Why do the Italians have a lot of hair?
I don't know.
I mean, you live in a warm climate. You come from a warm climate. Like, if you're from Antarctica, it would make sense.
We're in a warm climate, but we're also not black.
Yeah, but Australians, the English don't have much hair.
That's true.
They live in a bloody cold climate.
I don't know. You know? Maybe because we're out in the sun more. Maybe because it's that. I don't know. I don't know the science. If I did, I wouldn't be talking on a podcast about itchy ass hair. Jesus Christ.
This is a real shit show with hairy asses.
I just try to bring in topics that people really might grab it, like, you know, really might understand. You know, I could talk about really complex things that annoy me, like, you know, Like, I don't really like the way the coronavirus has been shown on TV recently. I think that, I don't think we're getting any of the facts whatsoever. I don't think there's enough context around it. But, like, that's boring. Like, some people are dead and we're potentially having another plague, which I've been asking for years, to kill off half the population. But that's beside the point. Not enough car parks. That's why we need a new plague.
Now, you walk to the train station. You don't even have to drive.
That's correct.
You don't even need a car park.
That's beside the point.
Do you know? Yeah. Do you know what? I got bloody stooged. My new workplace. Well, from my old workplace, there was no car spots. So, last year I started at my new workplace. And I thought, fuck, when semester starts, when all the students start, these car parks are going to be full. I better buy a parking permit.
Mm.
It's not full. The car park is, like, empty.
I'm very glad that the youth of Ballarat are going to university to learn more from the great professors that are working there at the time.
Thank you. All right, I got an article.
You got an article for us? You got some news for us?
I've got an article. I do. We love priests on this show.
Well, in a non-sexual way.
Yeah, we keep telling them they need sex robots. Well, Turch, it's not sex robots, but a priest did get 60 days in jail for bubble wrapping a boy.
Continue.
A Michigan priest was accused of wrapping a teenager in bubble wrap, has been sentenced to 60 days in jail. The Reverend Brian Stanley pleaded guilty to attempted false imprisonment. Stanley was accused of wrapping a boy in bubble wrap and tape in 2013. Taken a little while to get to the bloody mainstream.
7 years later.
I know. In a janitor's room at church. The Attorney General's office says the boy's eyes and mouth were covered with masking tape and he was left alone for 1 hour. Prosecutors say it was sexually motivated. Although what? Stanley... Yeah. Oh, crap. Hang on.
So this guy wraps up a child in bubble wrap, which I gotta admit would sound hilariously fun. Like if you were to say to me, Turch, I'm gonna wrap you up in bubble wrap, I'm like, great, get me a skateboard as well. We're going down the biggest hill we can find. It just sounds like a really fun time.
But the prosecutors say it was sexually motivated, but I don't know exactly how. It is yeah.
We should get someone on the podcast.
Yeah, but if I wrapped you up in bubble wrap, you'd be going down a hill.
No, yeah, this is what I mean. Like, it just sounds like a good time. It just sounds.
Back in high school, right? High school was terrible.
Yeah.
I remember eating every morning. I'd buy a chocolate muffin, and I didn't eat it, and I just picked little parts of it, and I threw it at my friend because he couldn't afford to get one. Right.
Boys' schools
and would like tease him like, huh? Right. And we just did all that terrible shit. I feel like some of that stuff, if we were an adult, we would be in jail right now.
Well, I'm amazed after 7 years they caught this bloke. Like, this is like a Me Too sort of thing. I can imagine, like the Michael Jackson documentary with Wade Robson and stuff, and he's like sitting there and they've got like the helicopter shots over the top, the drone shots, and they're zooming into his face and they're putting the sad music and the boy's just like on the stand. And that's when he said, come into my office. And he pulled out the bubble wrap. And that's when he wrapped me up. And what happened then? That was it.
Oh, I don't know.
And he cut me open.
I was there for an hour.
That just sounds like a fun time.
Probably. Yeah. Look, I'm sure you've wanted to wrap me up in bubble wrap as well, Turch.
Oh, we should do it next time we're all on a holiday together. We should just buy a bunch of bubble wrap and see how many people can like roll down somewhere. That'd be fun.
Oh, the next Phillip Island special.
Which may be the last. We say that every year.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
said
one day will be the last.
that's very true. Well, I'm going to bring in some political news and some lawsuit
Excellent.
news.
Yeah, I was talking to one of our number one listeners.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she is number one listener or not, but Alice,
Yes.
our nurse on call, said she hates when we get political. So I think we should get extra political tonight.
Double political today. As long as you got some political articles, I've definitely got a political article.
Yeah, I've got political articles.
Well, that's all right. I'll take you on a journey of a story here of a 2020 presidential candidate.
Ooh.
Do you know who Tulsi Gabbard is?
No idea.
She
Democrat,
is
Republican, or other?
No, she's a Hawaiian congresswoman from the Democratic Party, and she is currently suing Hillary Clinton for defamation.
Oh, why?
Because she's alleging that in 2016, the 2016 nominee, Hillary Clinton, described Tulsi herself as a Russian agent and is claiming $50 million in damages.
Wow, for calling her a Russian agent.
Yeah, for a Russian agent. Now, I thought to myself, well, I can read the article. It's pretty fun. It's a pretty exciting article. But how about instead, I just read you a few of my favourite passages from the actual lawsuit itself. So here we go. I've got the actual lawsuit here. I got the documents. It's pretty funny. So here's this. So this is right at the beginning.
Good work, Alan Jones.
This is the important stuff. And tell me when you think something is sus about this. Plaintiffs Tulsi Gabbard and Tulsi Now Inc., which is collectively named as Tulsi, bring this lawsuit against defendant Hillary Rodham Clinton for defamation. Tulsi Gabbard is running for president of the United States, a position Clinton has long coveted, but has not been able to obtain. In October 2019, whether out of personal animus, political enmity, or fear of real change within a political party, Clinton and her allies have long dominated. Clinton lied about the perceived rival Tulsi Gabbard. She did so publicly, unambiguously, and with obvious malice intent. Tulsi has been harmed by Clinton's lies, and the American democracy has suffered as well.
Oh my God.
With this action, Tulsi seeks to hold Clinton and the political elite to enable her account for distorting the truth in the middle of a critical presidential election. Now, all of that is fantastic.
Whoa.
But are you ready for this? Tell me when it starts to get a bit strange. So,
Okay.
nature of the case. Tulsi Gabbard has lived her life with one guiding principle: putting the needs of others before her own. That's why
fuck off. Fuck off.
That's why she joined the Army National Guard. That is why she
Hang on, stop. This is in the court documents.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off. No, that is a fucking political slogan.
This is an ad. This is the best ad ever. Oh, let me get reading because it gets better. That's why she joined the American National Guard. That is why she campaigned for and was elected to the United States House of Representatives. And that is why she is running for president. Living by this principle, Tulsi has put the country's needs above all else, even when it means hurting her political career. For example, in February 2016, Tulsi believed the best Democratic presidential candidate for our country was Senator Bernie Sanders. She also knew that Clinton had a stranglehold over the Democratic Party and that crossing Clinton, who'd considered herself the inevitable nominee, could mean the end of her own political career. Yet Tulsi put the country before herself, and she publicly endorsed Senator Sanders, becoming the most prominent politician to do so at the time.
Most prominent politician. When did she do it? Like, what, when he first ran?
Yeah, basically. Two more, ready? Two more paragraphs. Clinton, a cutthroat politician by any account, has never forgotten this perceived slight. And in October 2019, she sought retribution by lying publicly and loudly about Tulsi Gabbard, specifically in wider disseminated national comments. Clinton falsely stated that Tulsi, an Army National Guard and United States Congresswoman who has spent her entire life serving this country, is a Russian agent. Or Russian asset, my apologies. Clinton's false assertions were made in a deliberate attempt to derail Tulsi's presidential campaign. Clinton had no basis for making her false accusations about Tulsi. And indeed, there is no factual basis for Clinton's conspiracy theory. Clinton's peddling of this theory has harmed Tulsi and harmed the American voters and harmed American democracy. Tulsi brings the lawsuit to ensure the truth prevails and to ensure the country's political elites are held accountable for intentionally trying to distort the truth in the midst of this critical presidential election. This is my favourite advertisement I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, but like you are probably the only person that has gone to the court document and read it out in any kind of media, and we've got like 2 American listeners.
Oh, look, it's great. I hope that she wins.
She ain't gonna win. She's got no leverage.
She's got. Well, yeah, no. I was actually hoping, because someone put up a screenshot of this and I was trying to look for it in the article itself, but I couldn't find it. Apparently, she said, I think it's fake, but someone posted a screenshot and it said something like, Tulsi Gabbard has never considered committing suicide or had any suicidal thoughts.
Oh, God.
I'm like, that's really funny political satire. Why didn't she just get her team to write jokes?
Oh my God. So has she won?
No, well,
or has she lost?
It only came out on the 22nd of the 1st, so only about 6 days ago.
Oh, right.
Out. So they've got a bit of a time to respond, you know how it is. And
this is what I love about America, is that each of the parties, the Republicans and the Democrats, each have their own little convention, and they got to try and elect their leader, but they fight all the way, and then they've got whoever wins then has to turn around and say, "All right, everyone, now support me," even though they've been like backstabbing and stabbing each other in the back.
But that's the what did you see? Was it what's his name? Bernie Sanders was up on the stage, and now Nancy Warren. What's her name?
Warren. Elizabeth
Warren came up, said on stage, like the person asking the
called him a liar.
Yeah, it was like, oh, did you say that women couldn't be president or something like that? And he's like, no, I never said that. And it's like, Elizabeth Warren, how did it feel when Bernie Sanders said that women couldn't be president, even though he just said he didn't say it? And then after the speech, there's all this footage, and Sanders like, why did you say that? Why did you lie to me? And Bernie's just like, we'll talk about this after. This is not the place.
Yeah, because they didn't shake hands.
No, there was a full-on big thing about it.
That's funny.
It's a real shit show.
This is actually it's even more of a shit show than this podcast.
It's pretty much. They just
American
don't have,
politics.
You know what? Tulsi Gabbard, she's pretty young. She's only 38.
Yeah, pretty young.
Which
pretty
is
young.
like, you know, compared to the other people, like who else the Democratic Party got? They've got Joe Biden, who's about 4 million years old.
Yep, Sleepy Joe.
Elizabeth Warren, who's the
I don't know what Trump
herself.
calls Warren. Pocahontas. Is that what Trump calls her?
Yeah, because remember she said that she was part Native American, and then she did the test, and she was less than the average American.
Oh, yeah.
American. And then there's obviously Bernie Sanders, who's also about 2 million years old. So Tulsi's like the youngest person on the stage at 38.
Well, good luck. Look, a lot of them probably just do it to get a bit of money.
Well,
and then
they keep their seat down at I mean, she's in Hawaii, and it's really good. I had to look into what she is and this and that. I thought, and she's probably more center, slightly more center than all the other Democratic candidates.
Right. Okay.
You know, because obviously
So
she worked in the army and did all that, or National Guard, sorry, and did all that sort of thing.
Which is the Australian Liberal Party.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. It's hard to decipher. Australia's just got left and more left, and then the Greens, who are off the rail. And then the Socialists.
Alice loves talking about politics. So let's keep talking about it. We tried to get a socialist on this podcast. You tried, I tried.
Yeah, not so good.
Not so good. So if you are a socialist, please come on this podcast.
I'd love
if
to
you
talk to you.
If you want to know how you'll be interviewed, listen to our ABDL.
That's right. I'll treat you like an ABDL.
Hey,
you can regress back all you want.
People have commented to me about how fair they thought we were in interviewing Tyler.
That was one of my favourite things we've ever done on this podcast. That and test dildos were two very important things I think we did for science.
Woohoo! The We Only Do One Take podcast is brought to you by whatever I have in front of me. Dickies! Dickies makes wonderful caps. I bought a Lakers cap. Kobe Bryant is dead.
I've seen some weird things about that.
Really?
Was he suspected of being like a rapist or something, or sexual assault of someone back in the day?
Yeah, a bit of adultery or something like that. But that sort of got brushed over, you know. You're like, let's not talk about that.
Well, you know, it's like, you know, what's his name? Elvis Presley. Like, he married Priscilla when she was 16 or something.
Right, yeah. So it's sort of like a hush hush shh. Let's just not talk about it type
music,
thing.
So just let him go. Played good basketball, let him go.
Yeah, pretty much. The We Only Do One Take podcast proudly brought to you by the Nutri-Grain Nuts and Bolts Trail Mix Original Spice, an irresistible mix of neutral grain, peanuts, and vibrant spices with a sprinkle of diced almond. It's a source of sweet and spicy taste explosion with protein. That's the Nutri-Grain Nuts and Bolts Trail Mix.
Should have a new slogan for that one.
What's the new slogan?
I don't need Alice at all.
Alice did make an excellent nuts and bolts down at the Phillip Island where we recorded the Phillip Island
Very true.
New Year's Eve special. Do I have another article?
You have another one?
Yes, I do. Turch, what do you know about Space Force?
I know that Trump is trying to build one.
He is trying to build a Space Force.
Other than that, no.
Well, this is sort of Space Force, but sort of not Space Force. Do you know their Space Force uniform looks much like the military uniform?
I would assume it'd be very similar.
Yeah. And their mission is to protect their satellites at the moment.
Yeah.
I really like Space Force. Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Anyway, the first space-baked cookies took 2 hours in an experimental oven in space.
That's what we're focusing on.
Yeah.
That's what we're. That's like in The Simpsons when they're like, we're gonna try and take ants upstairs to see if they can sort tiny screws in space. It's like, why? I don't want this.
The results are finally in for the first chocolate chip cookie bake-off in space. While looking more or less normal, the best cookies required 2 hours of baking time last month up at the International Space Station. It takes far less time on Earth, under 20 minutes. How do they taste? No one knows. They're still sealed in individual baking pouches and packed in their space flight container.
So basically,
the cookies remain frozen.
You know when? You know when China
as American taxpayers, money there. Good on your Space Force.
You know when China said, "Hey, we cloned a sheep," and it's like,
yeah,
cool. And then they just bought out a sheep.
Yeah,
and it's just like, well, could you have cloned something that might have had a distinguishing feature. Like, they could have chose a sheep that had, like, a certain spot on their body and cloned it. Or proved
like a
it
dog or
somehow. But they just rolled out this dolly sheep. It's like, yeah, that could be anyone's sheep.
And here are the cookies.
This is the same for the cookies. It's like, yeah, we baked cookies up in the space. Did anyone eat them? No.
No.
But I like
Why would we do that?
The thought process makes it better for me. Because now I'm thinking that they've got to go, okay, what we want to do is plan a spaceship to go up into the International Space Station or whatever they're doing it. I'd assume there.
Yeah.
And go, what do we need? Well, we need 2 eggs. We need half a stick of butter. And it's not like...
And this is going to add more... This is going to add more fuel to the takeoff. So we're going to need to get more fuel.
You can't really go, I forgot the choc chips. That's all right. I'll whip down to the store. Like, if they fucked it up, this is a multi-million-dollar project.
You rip open the packet in the mixing bowl.
Yeah. Or
rip out of the packet and it just goes everywhere.
Yeah, like in The Simpsons with the pack of chips.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I wonder how they did that, because if they open up the mixing powder, that would go everywhere.
I guess they have the gravity on. Like, they can... I don't know. I'm not a science man. Doesn't that prove
you should
the
be a
Earth
science
is flat?
We are trying our hardest to get a flat earther on this podcast.
I would love to get a flat earther onto the
and if
show.
a flat earther wants to know how they'll be treated, listen to the ABDL.
That's true. You know what? That episode there with Tyler...
Yeah.
Has allowed me to go, if you think that you're going to get shafted on our show...
Yeah.
Listen to that episode and tell me if you thought Tyler got shafted on that show or anything. Because I think that was like the most fair, balanced, and like the most interesting, balanced interview anyone could have ever done on a topic that most people would say is taboo.
I know. And
I felt like Louis Theroux.
Oh, good on you. Do you know, I asked it in the podcast. I said sort of like something along the lines of, do you ever get home from work and you're really tired, so you just want to put on like your baby outfit so you don't have to cook or whatever or do the dishes? I thought of that like 10 minutes into the podcast and I was waiting for the right time to ask that. It was killing me inside.
When we saw our friends, like one of our mates, Nick, never really listens to us, and he listened to that episode, and I got a message like the next day or the day after, and he goes, I never listened to podcasts, but that was the most amazing thing I've heard ever, and that's your best episode. I'm like, great, we're going to get you back on the show though. So he didn't even listen to the episode that he was on. But that was the episode
good on him.
With piss driblets. So I always mark that one down in the back of my head as a famous episode.
That is an excellent episode, that piss driblet one. And that has also caused a lot of talk out in the town. We have a special something for our listeners coming up very, very soon. We have got a special episode that's being recorded. It's like a spin-off. It's the Ghostbusters, but the girl version.
I've been talking about this for a while with a few people to get this going. And hopefully it gets recorded very soon, and I can get the ladies into the studio and record a good time.
Because one lady, Gold 104, one of the ladies was saying, I'll be Kieran, and I said, being a CEO, it's very hard, very difficult. You've got to be very organised. You know, you've got to make sure all these things are happening. You've got to be thinking about the future, the vision. You know, you're the face of the
vibe,
podcast.
You know, the Marbo.
You know, you got to control Turch. I said it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So I hope that hasn't scared them off.
No. Well, I was trying to explain to our potential co-host about jokes. And she goes, "What do you mean?" Like, I go, "Well, here's a simple one. Is this funny? Most women get moody when they're on their period." And Alice is like, no, that's not funny because that's just, that's a true statement. I go, yeah, but you're thinking that, most women get moody on their periods. Oh, that's not me. I'm the other one. I'm not most women. And she goes, yes. And I go, now what's funny now? All women get moody and annoying on their periods. She goes, that's not funny. That's just rude and annoying, and I'm a bit angry. And I go, now that's funny. You can't just say certain people. You have to say everyone, because that's when people get really angry. And as soon as people get a little bit angry about little things like that, then the jokes come along.
Yep. Well done, Turch.
I never talk.
Well done.
I'm bad. Well, speaking of Hawaii, have I got a story for you?
You're going to Hawaii?
I wish I was. Well, Tulsi Gabbard was from Hawaii.
By the way, that was I'm not going to lie. I'm going to. This is what the listeners are thinking right now. That was a terrible segue.
Thank you.
That was just terrible. So I'm going to lead you up a segue, and then you're going to segue into Hawaii.
Okay.
All right. How good are chocolate cookies in space?
Almost as good as going to Hawaii.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, good segue.
Could have been worse, but you know what is bad about going to Hawaii?
Eating chocolate cookies in space?
No, the potential of getting your penis stuck in a giant clam. And that's exactly what this scuba diver did. A scuba diver has been hospitalized at Ka'au Hospital on an island off of Hawaii, and after he inserted his penis into a giant clam while recreational diving. Sean Madison,
so he's diving.
Diving, yeah. Sean Madison, 22, was transported to the hospital after suffering from severe breathing complications, vomiting, extreme swelling, and low blood pressure. The doctors believe the contact with the giant mollusk may have triggered his allergy to seafood and exposed him to high levels of arsenic. Madison, 22's condition has been stabilized, said he inserted his penis into the clam as a prank to impress his friends. It was just a joke at first. My friend was filming, so I wanted to impress him by putting my dick into the clam. But then it just wouldn't let go, he told reporters. The amateur diver also admitted that he was still hungover from the night before and had consumed GHB and ecstasy, which impaired his judgment at the time.
Fuck off. No, it didn't.
It didn't hurt or anything. It felt warm and cozy inside the clam, but I was afraid my oxygen reserves were getting low, he admitted. After eventually releasing himself from the clam, the young man later developed a severe allergic reaction and was rushed to the hospital. Dr. Smith admits that this is the first case he's seen of this in his 22 years of experience in the practice. Allergies to seafood are fairly common and usually occur after ingestion of fish or shellfish, not after sexual intercourse with shellfish, he told local reporters.
Oh my god. Good on him. So he was diving with his friends, whips out his cock, goes, there's a place I could stick it.
Yeah, basically.
And the clamfish just goes chomp.
Yeah.
And so the clamfish is like, well, this is a bit of food, I'll take this.
Can't go wrong.
And then has an allergic reaction.
Basically. It's a very simple process, but I like the fact that he's just like, oh yeah, this seems like a good idea. I'm just sending you the link so you can have a look at it. Because I know I was going to say, just... I like the fact that he's gone, I'm definitely going to shove my dick into this clam, despite the fact that he's allergic to seafood.
Look at his face.
Yeah.
That's a huge allergic reaction.
Yeah, well, he stuck his dick in a clam.
Holy shit, his face is swollen up. Oh, fuck. That's huge.
Amazing.
You didn't paint the visual. I just thought, a bit
the visual
swollen.
for the people that are listening at the moment.
Oh, his face is fucked. You can't recognize that. That is full anaphylactic.
It's next level.
That is just that face. Oh my god. Wow, is that the actual clam?
I don't know if that's the actual clam, but apparently that's like what he.
Yeah, okay. I can see why you'd stick your dick there. Yeah, that looks like
It looks like what it is. Like,
that's right. It looks like a vagina.
have you? I must admit, like that would be something I wouldn't do for clout or for you know. That's not even a funny joke to me. Like, it's funny that he did it, but
It's funny you didn't even know he was allergic.
Well, he did know that. He must have known that he was allergic to seafood.
Oh, jeez, that's fucked up. Sorry, that's. I just thought, oh yeah, a bit of it.
The episode.
Wow, fuck me. I think that should be the picture of this podcast.
Okay, that's it. Just the clam itself.
Yeah.
All right.
No, the swollen face.
Oh, sure. Consider it done. Hey, in 2 more episodes, we have to review an old episode of ours.
Excellent. Whose turn is it to choose one?
Maybe we'll ask some of our friends to help with that one.
I reckon that'll be a good idea. Turch.
Got one more article for us?
You're drinking. I do. You're drinking.
Yeah.
And I'm terrible at segues.
Mm-hmm. Lovely.
Senators are allowed to drink milk during the impeachment trial because it was once believed to help ulcers. Have you been following the Trump impeachment?
No, because I don't care.
All right. Well, we all know Trump's going to get off.
Yeah, I know. And that's why I'm not worried. Like, I don't care. This seems like a big waste of time for everybody.
Yeah. It's all political point scoring. But milk is allowed in the Senate due to a 1966 Senate precedent stating that there is nothing in the rules to prohibit the senator from requesting a glass of milk.
I would love to see that. I would love to see
it is meant to help senators. Yeah.
I would love to see, like, and cookies. Please bring the cookies too.
The impeachment trial has strict rules on what food and drink senators can consume in the chamber. The only drinks are allowed are still or sparkling water and milk. And milk is believed to help with peptic ulcers, because apparently senators get stressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much the article.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know, because I never knew, I never heard that before, about milk helping ulcers.
Yeah, what did you find?
Look here. It says here, drinking milk definitely won't help heal your ulcer.
It is a 1966 ruling.
It's like that rule that you were talking about, that you're allowed to piss on like the left-hand side tire of a car.
Yeah, the back left tire. You're allowed to piss.
I'm pretty sure that's not a thing. I don't know why.
I'm pretty sure
like it's not.
You told me that's illegal, but no. That's common knowledge out there in the world.
I've never heard that before. Apart from this podcast, I don't want to lead people astray. So,
if you need to go back left hand tire, it is related back to the old horse and cart days.
Did people really care about where people piss when there was horse and carts around? I mean, we're talking about like horses pissing.
You can ride.
Yeah, like horses would be pissing like 3 to 4 liters of urine a day, and we're worried about like a couple of 100 mils or so of human piss.
You raise a good point there. But back left-hand tire is where you're allowed to go.
Fantastic. I'm glad we came to the stunning conclusion to that sort of.
I don't know. I'm not sure if it's true, and I take no legal responsibility.
We need a lawyer. We need a lawyer on the show. That's what we need.
We need, we need a fun lawyer. Lawyers tend to be boring. Sorry if you're a lawyer, but you're generally very boring. You're very factual and rule-based.
That's the fun of it. Because he can try to catch him on different laws.
On different components. Oh, you know what'd be cool?
Mm.
Someone who defends the guilty.
Like a regular
Criminal lawyer.
Criminal. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. I've had a long day.
Me too. This has been a real. I've been trying to push up this episode by having a whiskey, but it's not really working. So I think maybe we'll wrap it up then, buddy. How about that?
I had coffee.
That's it. Oh, Kieran, thank you for another fantastic episode. And for all you lovely wankers out there, make sure you follow us on SoundCloud, Apple Music now, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you'd like to send us some hate mail, a death threat or a rant, record it on your phone and email us at weonlydowonetake@gmail.com. Kieran, thank you so much for Skyping in.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
And we will see you all next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Ooh.
So you got to play the soundbar.
The soundbar.
Pew pew pew. Pew 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 pew.
No, I have other stuff plugged in. Oh. I hate these Skype episodes. They're not as fun.
Nah, they're better in person.
They really are.
They're in person.
Oh, we got a cool guest. I think we got a cool guest next week in studio.
It's Sunday, isn't it? Yeah.
Let me just double check.
You sent me a message with them all.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think we got back-to-back cool guests. Definitely cool guests coming up.
Excellent.
That's enough.
Yeah.